Okay, do I call him? Okay.
Ensuring your buying experience is always a relaxing, stress-free event. Whether it's a car, truck, SUV, or crossover, you are always welcome to browse at your pace or custom build your vehicle at xlford.net. XL Ford, right on the loop, right on the price.
Am I going to hear him do this?
Yeah, you should.
I have your mic's going into here, going into the headphones.
Okay, well,
We're going to.
I'm in the call. What do I do differently? This is on. It goes from here into here. That's the way we always do it.
Let me put your headphones over here. Let me put them here, and then we should. I'll move it back over once we get started.
Okay, here we go again.
Or, I tell you what, just put it on speaker. Just put it on speakerphone.
We're not supposed to do that, are we? On speakerphone?
Well, I'll see if you can hear me. Yes, I can. We need to go live. I'm doing Larry Allen's mic a little differently. It's going straight to the mixer. So, were you able to hear me? But I wasn't able to hear you. Is that correct?
I guess. I mean, look, I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you now, but I have you on speaker. Okay, I'm going to talk into the mic. Let me know if you can hear me through the mic. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Did you hear that or no? Okay. Okay. I'm trying to find out if we're going to be on air and you're going to be able to hear us or not, going straight through the mixer. Assistant coaches for the Carthage Bulldogs, hang tight. Austin Morgan and Grant Johnson. The Bulldogs are led by head coach John Goodman. Let me put this into the phone, maybe. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that if you please rise if you are able and remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Okay, no, it's nothing. Well, shoot.
Yay for the Aggie version.
Okay, Josh, can you hear me? Okay, just a second. Can you hear me? Okay, all right. Go ahead and count me down. Hello, sports fans. Larry Allen and Thomas Powell coming to you live from Bulldog Park in Carthage. The Carthage Bulldogs taking on the Pine Tree Pirates, and the starting lineup sponsored by First Methodist Church. Join the Sunday service at First Methodist with their pastor, Brother Kevin Otto. Sunday school starts at 9 a.m., and the worship starts at 10 a.m. Here's the starting lineup for the Carthage Bulldogs. Leading off at second base is Maddox Martinez. Sam Watson will be at shortstop. Cale Preston in left. Blayton Legrone hits cleanup, and he'll be in right field. Cade Moore in the 5-hole. He's the DH hitting for Cade Ross, the starting pitcher. Brooks Soap is behind the plate. Caden Ritter in center field. River Leach at third base. And Andrew Gwynn is going to be batting ninth. Andrew Gwynn batting ninth. So that's the starting lineup for the Bulldogs. We'll give you the lineup now for the Pine Tree Pirates. Manuel Williams leads off. He's starting pitcher tonight. Boston Johnson at short. Peyton Hightree at first. Chris Nicholas in right field. Braden Marsh is at third base. Trey Nafrady is in center field. Dalen Montgomery behind the plate. MJ Cates is the DH. And Zachary Duhart will be in left field. All right, so leading off for the Pine Tree Pirates, who come in with a record of 3-7. And there's a pitch outside for ball one to Williams. Bulldogs won that one 5-1. And this pitch is swung on and missed for strike one. Bulldogs with a win tonight will clinch a playoff berth. Here's the 1-1 pitch. This one. Two-hopper back to the mound. Fumbled by Ross. He picks it up, throws to first in time to get Williams. That was about a two-hopper, and Cade fumbled it and had to spend just a split second there to find it. It actually went between his legs. He picked it up on the mound just to the front of the rubber and threw over to first in time to get Williams. All right, this is Boston Johnson batting now. Takes a strike. Here's the 0-1. High. 1-1 the count. Bulldogs 8-2 in district play. Both losses to Spring Hill. Those losses coming last week. Here's the 1-1 pitch. In there, strike two call. Cade Ross getting a start. First time he started since the Saturday game a few weeks ago against Ashdown, Arkansas, played in Atlanta. Here's the 1-2 pitch. This one popped up right side. Cade Moore calling for it in foul ground and makes the two-handed grab for out number two. So Johnson pops out to first. 2 up, 2 down. And Peyton Hightree, the first baseman, will step up there now. Right-handed batter. Here's the first pitch to him. In there for a strike. Bulldogs in their white uniforms with red numbers and letters. Here's the 0-1. This one, ground ball, foul ball down the first baseline. And the Pine Tree Pirates are in light blue uniforms with navy blue numbers and letters, and those are trimmed in gold. Their colors are navy blue and gold. Peyton Hightree, 0-2 count on him now. 2 out, nobody on. Here's the 0-2. Strike, 3 call, got him. So Hightree called out on strikes, and the Pine Tree Pirates go down in order here in the top of the first. No score. Bulldogs coming to bat after this 90-second break.
Carthage Independent School District is where champions are educated. As we face another year of uncertainty, Carthage will remain committed to being champions for every child, every day. We will continue being champions in the classroom with the help of our incredible team of teachers. We will continue being champions in extracurriculars, fine arts, and athletic events with the support of our fans along the way. And we will continue being champions for our community. Thank you for your continued support.
Buying your new, pre-owned, or custom-built vehicle should never be a stressful experience. And at XL Ford, our staff works hard at ensuring your buying experience is always a relaxing, stress-free event. Whether it's a car, truck, SUV, or crossover, you are always welcome to browse at your pace or custom build your vehicle at xlford.net. XL Ford, right on the loop, right on the price.
Give him a call on your phone or whatever. He hasn't paid his phone bill. Oh gosh.
Choosing the right healthcare provider can be a difficult task. Hope Community Medicine is here for you. Whether you need medical, OBGYN, or behavioral health services, it is our mission to provide access to high-quality healthcare regardless of your ability to pay. With 5 convenient locations in Carthage, Tenaha, Center, and St. Augustine to better serve your family. Hope Community Medicine, 903-690-8395.
Okay, we go to the bottom of the first. The Pine Tree Pirates, I tell you what, they've had a busy week. They lost on Tuesday night at home to Carthage. Then on Wednesday night, they played a game that was supposed to have been played 5 days earlier on Friday. But remember, we had rain coming in, and so Pine Tree and Henderson agreed not to play on Monday night, and they have a regularly scheduled district game on Tuesday. You've got to play that one. That takes precedence over a game that you're making up in 5-4 in 8 innings. All right, Maddox Martinez leads off for the Bulldogs, and he's hit by the first pitch. So Martinez hit by the first pitch. And I tell you what, we've got an up that I thought last year was the best I saw, both behind the plate and on the bases, and he is on the bases tonight. His name is Pierce Pipak. He gets in between the batter. Here's Sam Watson taking a strike. And behind the plate, he pretty much does not enlarge it very much. There was a game here earlier this year where I thought he enlarged it, but we were up about 20-0 at the time, and you can't blame him for doing that. 0-1 the count now on Watson. Watson on Tuesday night was 0 for 3 with a walk. There goes the runner. This pitch is fouled off down the third baseline. Oh, let's see. Catcher interference. Okay, so both runners move up. Watson to first. So Cale Preston's the batter now. So we got runners at first and second. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Cale Preston was 0 for 3 with a walk and 2 runs scored. And if you're wondering, well, how could he score 2 runs? 0 for 3 and a walk. Well, he got on one of the at-bats. He got on an error, which does count as an at-bat. 1-0 the count now on Preston. Preston, a left-handed hitter. District medalist in the golf tournament, in the district golf tournament this year. Had a total of 146. Jet Surratt was one struck behind at 147. 2-0 the count. 2-0 on Cale Preston. And the pitch to him is outside. Oh, there's a strike. No, that is ball 3. Okay. Went up with his right hand, and I thought he was going to call a strike. But he was just signaling that the count is 3-0. So 3-0 on Preston. Runners at first and second. No outs, bottom of the first. No score. Here's a pitch in there for a strike. Williams, the right-hander, on the mound for the Pine Tree Pirates. So this is their 3rd game in the last 5 days. 3rd game in the last 4 days, excuse me. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's ball 4 right there. So they played 3 games. This is their 3rd game in the last 4 days. And a walk loads them up now. So they are juiced now for Legrone. Legrone, boy, what a year he has had. He started out in the 9-hole. Coach Goodwin moved him up to the 6-hole on Tuesday night, and tonight he's batting cleanup. He's a senior. behind him and caught by the catcher. Great job by the catcher. That ball went behind LeGrone, behind him by about a foot, and the catcher, leaning out to his left, caught it to prevent it from going back to the screen. So the count now is 1-0 on LeGrone. That one is ball 2. Boy, a pitch like that will make you be alert up there at the plate when you see the thing going behind you. Here's a pitch. Ball 3. Sort of reminds you of a reliever years ago for the New York Yankees, Ryan Duran. And boy, he could come in. He would come in, and his warm-ups would seem like intentionally he'd throw 1 or 2 back to the screen. Here's a 3-0 pitch. Strike 1 call. On deck is Cade Moore, the DH. Here's the stretch to 3-1. This one fouled back into the screen. It's now 3-2. Bulldogs will clinch a playoff berth, and if you're wondering, how can you know that? Well, it's an 8-team district. 4 teams make the playoffs, so you got to finish ahead of 4 teams. Here's the 3-2. This one, grounded foul, third base side. And Carthage has an 8-game lead on Chapel Hill with 4 games to go, so Chapel Hill can't catch us. They have a 7-game lead on Cumberland with 4 games to go. Cumberland cannot catch us. Pine Tree, they're up on them by 5 games in the loss column with 4 to go. Here's a ground ball. It's going to go foul. A swinging bunt and going down the third baseline, and it went foul. So the count now is 3-2. It's 3-2 on LeGrone. So bases are juiced. They are loaded for LeGrone with nobody out here in the bottom of the first. And this pitch is hit. That's going to drop into left field. That's going to drop in for a hit. And it does. A run comes in to score, and everyone else moves up 90 feet. So LeGrone, with a Texas League single to left field, drives in Maddox Martinez, Watson to third, Preston to second, and LeGrone is on at first with an RBI single. All right, that brings to the plate Cade Moore, the DH tonight. Pitch is high for ball 1. He was the winning pitcher on Tuesday night. Relieved late in the game by K.L. Preston, who came in and did a good job. Okay, we've got a timeout called here. Every timeout is sponsored by FlowZone. FlowZone is your industry leader for all oil and gas pipe, valve, fitting, and supply needs. They're ready to offer customer service that will exceed your expectations. Got a conference going on at the mound. And I would take a break, but I think the umpire is going to put a stop to this conference here soon, I would think. I'm surprised he hasn't gone out to the mound yet. Bottom of the first, a run in for Carthage. The base is still loaded, still with nobody out. And Cade Moore, the batter. Here's the 1-0. Outside 2-0. So the Bulldogs cannot be caught by Cumberland, Chapel Hill, and Pine Tree. This one hit to left center field. Left fielder over to his left. and one hands it for out number one. Tag at third, throw to third, and they had a chance to get our runner going toward third, but the ball got away from the third baseman. Nice throw by the left fielder. And I tell you what, if that third baseman catches it, they've got a chance to get the out there on Preston trying to go from second to third. So Moore flies out to left. That is a sacrifice fly, which means it does not count as an at-bat against you. Watson in to score. It's now 2-0 Carthage. Preston to third, and Legrone to second. So 2-0, one out, and runners at second and third, and Soap takes a strike. Brooks Soap, 2-year starter behind the plate, and he's just a junior. So he'll wind up being a 3-year starter, assuming something unusual doesn't happen like an injury. There's a strike. 0-2 now on Brooks. Again, we're in the bottom of the first. 2 runs in for Carthage. Carthage leading 2-0. Runners at second and third for the Bulldogs, and 1 out. Another fly ball would mean another run here. That hit him. So Soap is hit by a pitch. All right, let's see if Carthage brings in a runner for him. Teams often substitute a runner for the catcher and the pitcher. But, you know, about at least half the time Soap, I'd say, stays in to run for himself. I've seen Coach Goodwin, when maybe he's on second base and 2 outs, he'll bring in a runner. But Soap's still in there. This pitch is outside to Caden Ritter. Ritter, he was 2 for 3, a walk, and 2 RBIs. Inside, 2-0. He's had a stretch here where he has not hit. The previous game he was 0 for 3. That was before Tuesday night. That would be a week ago. Before that, 1 for 3. There's a swing and a miss. So Ritter now has a count of 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, we're in the bottom half of the first inning here. Carthage up 2-0. This pitch fouled off. 2-2. Williams already up to 26 pitches. And incidentally, Cade Ross only had 10 in the first inning. So he's off to a great start there. Okay, Ritter's right foot on the edge of the back line in the batter's box. Here's the 2-2 pitch over the head, back to the catcher. And I tell you what, you've got to. One thing I've seen Brooks Soap do, especially when we go on the road, he takes a baseball and he throws it up against the backstop just to see how it's going to react. And there, instead of it just staying on the warning track in front of the backstop, it bounced all the way back to the catcher quickly. So our runner had to hold it third, swing and a miss by Ritter, and he strikes out. So 2 outs in the inning now. So again, we've got 2 outs in the bottom of the first. River Leach the batter. Carthage leading at 2-0, and the bases are loaded. Preston on third. Great speed there. Legrone second. Soap at first. That pitch is high. Legrone still in there at first base. Andrew Gwynn on deck. Here's the 1-0. Oh, that's a ball. Every time that up raises both hands, you think he's going to go up with the right hand for a strike. Here's the 2-0 pitch. There's a strike. 2-1. And the 2-1. This one hit out into center field. Center fielder coming on, still coming on, and one hands it for out number 3. So River flies out to center. Third out of the inning, but for the Bulldogs, they pick up a couple of runs, and they leave 3 on base. We'll be back for the top half of the second inning right after this 90-second break.
Since 1980, Juicy's Hamburgers has been serving up the freshest, juiciest burgers in East Texas. At Juicy's, every bite is legendary. From our hand-ground beef to our crispy fries, golden onion rings, savory beans, and mouth-watering chicken fried steaks. Everything is made fresh to order. It's no wonder Juicy's has been voted best burger in East Texas for 40 years running. Juicy's Hamburgers, where tradition meets taste.
Better solution.
State Bank, a name that you know and can depend on. We're your neighbors and community partners. We're committed to meeting your financial needs by providing banking solutions for your mortgage, commercial, or personal loans. With 118 years of service to our community, we're part of your local rodeos, 4-H, and festivals. We want you to know that we're here for you. Visit us at fsbctx.bank or come see us today. Farmers State Bank, improving lives and fulfilling dreams. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
All right, we go now to the top half of the second inning. Now, I mentioned that Carthage can clinch a playoff berth with a win tonight. Spring Hill is already clinched, and Carthage only needs one more win. Again, if we win, then we would have a 3-game lead on Gilmer, assuming that Gilmer wins tonight. We'd have a 3-game lead on Gilmer with 3 to play. And since we have the head-to-head advantage over Gilmer because we defeated them twice, that means we would be in the playoffs. Okay, so win and the Bulldogs are in the playoffs. Let's see who's coming up here now. This is Chris Nicholas. Nicholas, the right fielder. This one popped up foul out of play. Again, Gilmer is 4-5. They've got a makeup game to play against Cumberland, or else it's been played and no one has reported the score. This one is popped up, foul ground. Here's Andrew Gwynn coming down and makes a one-handed grab for out number 1. So Gwynn at first base goes down into foul ground to catch that one. 1 out, nobody on. Here in the top of the second. We're in the top of the second. Carthage leading Pine Tree 2-0. Again, Pine Tree playing for the third time in the last 4 days. They played Tuesday night at home, lost to Carthage. Then they went to Henderson on Wednesday night. This one foul back. Marsh. Braden Marsh is the batter, third baseman. Here's the 0-1. Strike 2 call. The windup and the 0-2. Outside. 1-2. Here's the 1-2. This one foul back. Stays at 1-2. Incidentally, Manuel outside. 2-2 the count. This will be the 6th pitch to the batter. Swing and a miss. He got him. So Morris goes down swinging for out number 2. And that'll bring up Trey Nefrady. Nefrady, the center fielder. Let's see what Nefrady did on Tuesday night. He was, he had 2 of their 5 hits. He was 2 for 3 batting in the 8 hole. So they moved him up tonight to the 6 hole. Pitch is ball 1. Here's the 1-0. 2-0 the count. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Strike 1 call. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs in the inning. Here's the 2-1. This one hit to right field. LeGrone 4 steps to his left, makes the catch for out number 3. And so for the second straight inning, the Pine Tree Pirates go down in order 1, 2, 3 in the inning. And we go to the bottom of 2. Carthage up 2-0. We'll have the bottom of the second for you after this 90-second break.
Hal's Air Conditioning and Electrical.
Is Spider-Man there?
Well, I don't know where you can find Spider-Man.
Don't you always have something for everyone?
Well, we can help everyone with heating, cooling, and electrical repair needs. We install new systems and whole home generators, too. We don't know where any superheroes are, but we always have super prices.
Super prices? I never heard of that superhero.
Since 1974, we've got something for everyone. Hal's Air Conditioning and Electrical. Call 903-693-7451.
When making important decisions, it's reassuring to count on people you know. First State Bank & Trust Company is that group of people offering home loans or everyday depository needs. First State Bank & Trust is recognized as being among the most reliable, strongest banks as determined by our nation's leading bank rating firm, Bauer Financial Incorporated. It's a 5-star rated bank of people you know, always innovating for your changing financial needs. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender, First State Bank & Trust. Country at its best, the Carthage town motto, and access to health care rivaling that of bigger cities is a big reason life is so good here, with UT Health at the heart of the community. Find round-the-clock emergency treatment in a Level 4 trauma center, advanced radiology and imaging technology, specialists for cardiology, family medicine, internal medicine, and pediatrics. Your medical need is met with personalized attention found only in a close-knit community. Healthcare at its best right here, UT Health Carthage.
All right. All right, Andrew Gwynn leading off for the Bulldogs. 1-1 count on him. Andrew, the first baseman tonight. He was the DH on Tuesday night. That one outside, 2-1. And he put the ball in play all 3 times. 0 for 3, lined out to right, lined out to the shortstop, popped out to second. Here's a 2-1, inside and high. And so now it goes to 3-1. Cade Ross sailing right along. He's only thrown 22 pitches in 2 innings. Here's the 3-1. High and inside right over Gwynn's head. Goes all the way back to the screen. And so Gwynn is on a walk. Carthage scored 2 runs in the first inning on only 1 hit and left 3 on base. Now, if you're wondering, well, how could you do that? Well, we had 2 batters that were hit by a pitch, and then 1 that reached on catcher's interference. So they helped us out quite a bit. Here's Martinez batting, and that one's outside, ball 1. Martinez, one of the 2 players that was hit by a pitch in the first inning, and he scored our first run of the game. We're in the bottom of the second. Carthage up 2-0. Runner on first, nobody out. Breaking ball in there for a strike. The belt, that hit him. Martinez hit by a pitch. So that will be the third Bulldog hit by a pitch tonight. So now Gwynn to second, Martinez to first. The only good news there, it was an off-speed pitch. All right, so now Watson up. Watson reached on catcher interference in the first inning. Again, that back foot on the back, that left foot on the back line of the batter's box. That's inside, 1-0. Cal Preston on deck. Bulldogs next week will be playing Henderson twice. Here's the 1-0. This one lined to right field. Right fielder coming on. It's going to get down for a hit. It gets away from him. Center fielder comes over to pick it up, and we're going to have the bases loaded. So that's going to be a single for Watson. Our runners had to hold up thinking, you know, that ball could be caught, and then they'd have to hustle back to the base in a hurry. So they only advanced 90 feet. So now the bases are loaded here in the second inning. We're in the bottom of the second. Carthage up 2-0. Bases are juiced. They're loaded for Cale Preston with nobody out. Preston walked in the first inning. Straightaway stance up at the plate. Left-handed hitter. Great bunter. Often goes the opposite way to left field. That pitch is outside, but he has had an extra base hit this year to right center field. He doesn't pull the ball a lot. Okay, so the pitch is 1-0. Facing a right-handed pitcher, Manuel Williams. Here's the 1-0 pitch. This one is hit in the air, left side. Shortstop out on the outfield grass makes the catch for out number 1. So Preston pops out to second for the first out. And the batter now is Blayton Legrone. Legrone singled in a run his first time up. And boy, this is the guy you'd like to have up at the plate with the runner's on, because he's been our hottest hitter in the last month. There's no doubt about that. That almost grazed him. Inside for ball 1. Williams again set at the belt. Here comes to the pitch. This one is hit foul down the third base line. Nice play there by John Goodwin. 1-1 the count. So if the Bulldogs clinch a playoff berth, here's the stretch and the 1-1. Strike 2 call. Evidently over the inside corner. 1-2 the count. We're in the bottom of the second. Carthage up 2-0. Bases loaded. Only 1 out. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Blayton Legrone. The pitch is low. 2-2. Spring Hill already in the playoffs. And if Carthage gets in, and surely they will, then these two teams, Spring Hill and Carthage, here's the pitch fouled off, foul back, stays at 2-2. They will be the two teams qualifying in Division II. Up until this year, you had 4 teams qualifying, and they would be seeded in the playoffs. The number 1 seed, the number 2 seed from a district, the number 3 seed, the number 4 seed. But not this year. Here's the 2-2 pitch. This one high, right over the head of Legrone. So now it's a 3-2 count. So this year, you take a look at the 4 teams that qualify for the playoffs. The 2 teams of those 4 that has the highest enrollment becomes the Division I representatives. This one is popped up on the infield. Second baseman calling for it, infield fly rule. And so Legrone is out. So the two teams that qualify, the teams with the lowest enrollment, out of the 4 that qualify go in as Division II, and the 2 teams with of those 4 with the higher enrollments, they go in as Division I. Pitch high and inside. Oh, that hit him. That just barely nicked him, and a run comes in to score. So Moore picks up an RBI right there on being hit by the pitch. So Gwynn comes in to score. It's now 3-0 Carthage. Martinez to third, Watson to second, and Cade Moore is on first. All right, Soap up there now with the bases loaded and 2 down. Inside, ball 1. 4 Carthage batters have been hit by a pitch tonight. 4. Here's the 1-0. This one, foul back. 1-1 the count. Spring Hill and Carthage will be the 2 Division II teams, the 2 from our district, which is 16-4A. That pitch is a strike. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Brooks Soap. Okay, here's the 1-2. This one, ground ball, right side. Second baseman bobbles it, picks it up, throws to first. Not in time. And so that will be an error, and another run comes in to score. So Martinez scores. So that was bobbled. Okay, so Watson to third, Moore to second, and Soap is on at first. On the error, he does not get an RBI on that. And so now we bring in Kason Burchett. Burchett comes in to run for Soap this time at first base, and the batter is Caden Ritter. So 2 runs in this inning. It's 4-0 Carthage. 4-0. We're in the bottom of the second. Bases loaded and 2 outs. And Ritter the batter. Williams to the plate. Over the head of Ritter. Caught by the catcher. Okay, 2-0 the count on Ritter. Ritter, a right-handed hitter. Here's a pitch. There's a strike. 2-1 the count now. 2 balls, 1 strike. Williams up to 59 pitches already, and we're just in the second inning. Here's the 2-1. Outside, 3-1. That's 60 pitches now for Williams. So that, if he were to retire Ritter on this next pitch, that'd be averaging 30 pitches per inning. Here's the 3-1. Strike 2 call. So with 2 outs and the bases loaded, the runner is going to be off with a pitch here. And this pitch is popped up foul. Catcher going over to his left and to his right, and makes the catch as he was running over toward the first base dugout. So Ritter pops out to the catcher for out number 3. Bulldogs add 2 more runs here, and they now lead it 4-0 going to the top of the third. We'll have the top of the third for you right after this 90-second break.
If you
Pintail Safety has been and is still a leader in the safety OQ industry that specializes in pipeline compliance for contractors, operators, individuals working in the oil and gas industries nationwide. Pintail welcomes the toughest challenges that our clients present, and we pride ourselves in always exceeding their expectations. Anywhere we're needed makes Pintail a desirable choice. Online at pintailsafety.com or call us at 888-750-8800. Pintail Safety.
Pitch to Dalen Montgomery. The catcher is ball one. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed, strike one. So a victory by Carthage tonight, and it's Carthage and Spring Hill, the two Division II representatives in the playoffs from 16-4A. There's a strike, 1-2 the count. Now who's it going to be in Division I? Most likely Kilgore. They're 7-3. They've got to play Spring Hill tonight. That's swung on and missed, and so Montgomery goes down swinging for out number one, and that'll bring up now MJ Cates. Cade Ross sailing right along here so far. Here's a pitch. This one popped up, lined back into the screen. Pine Tree with a brand new turf field. Here's the 0-1. And a check swing, and it's off his bat, picked up by the pitcher, that being Ross, and underhand flip to Andrew Gwynn. Boy, that was a check swing, and it rolled out on the turf between the pitcher's mound and first base, and Ross had to hustle to get over there in time to get it and make the underhand flip to Andrew Gwynn at first for the out. So we're 2 up and 2 down. Pardon me. And now the 9-hole hitter, Zachary Duhart, comes to the plate. That pitch is high. Duhart was he was the starting pitcher on Tuesday night. 1-2 count on him. Here's the 1-2. High, 2-2. Out inside. The 2-2. Outside, ball 3. Okay, come on, Cade. This young man, Duhart, he had. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 call, got him. So Duhart caught looking, and Pine Tree for the third straight inning goes down in order, 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. We go now to the bottom of 3. Bottom of the third coming up. Carthage 4, Pine Tree nothing. Back after this 90-second break.
You know where to go when you need a set of tires. That's Carthage.
Our lot is busting at the seam with new and pre-owned inventory. Hello, East Texas. Will Blackwell here with Pippin Motor Company. New Chevrolets, Buicks, GMCs, and the nicest pre-owned vehicles around. All discounted and priced aggressively, ready for a new home in your garage. Come experience a better way to buy a vehicle today at Pippin Motor Company, just across from Panola College, or on the web at pippinmotorcompany.com.
You can trust the qualified staff at Hudson Financial Group to help you build the right policy that's created just for the needs of your farm or ranch. Randy and his team recognize the importance of the farm and ranch community in Panola County. They understand how much your property means to you and your family and the hard work it requires to maintain. Give them a call at 903-693-7874, or better yet, stop by and see them at 1519 West Panola in Carthage. The Hudson Financial Group can help you customize the coverage you need.
Bottom of 3 coming up here at Bulldog Park. The Carthage Bulldogs up on the Pine Tree Pirates 4-0. And for the Bulldogs, we're going to go 8-9-1 here in the bottom of the third. So it'll be Leach, Gwynn, and then the top of the order, and Maddox Martinez. River Leach flied out to center his first time. Freshman third baseman. And if you haven't been listening to the broadcast, yes, you're thinking Leach. Okay, you remember that name? Dylan Leach, his oldest brother. He was a senior in 2020. We had a team that I really think had a very good chance to go to the state tournament. It was John Goodwin's last year to coach in his first stint as the Carthage head coach. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Leach. Outside 2-0, and the pandemic hit, and so we lost a chance, in my opinion, to go to Austin. Had a really great team, and Dylan Leach was our catcher he was at least a 2-year starter, maybe a 3, possibly 4-year starter. I can't remember for sure. He was behind the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pandemic cut that year short. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike 2 call. I think I may have called the last game that they played that year. It was a non-district game at Atlanta. Here's the windup by Williams, the 2-2. This one, ground ball, right side. First baseman has it on the third hop. Underhand toss to Williams. The pitcher covering, and so Leach is out 3-1. 1 out, nobody on. Andrew Gwynn, the batter. Gwynn walked and scored a run in the second inning. Carthage with 2 in the first, 2 in the second. We have 4 runs on 2 hits so far. We have benefited from 4 batters being hit by a pitch. And then another batter got on an error. Ball 1 on Andrew Gwynn. So we've had 4 hit by pitch, 1 that reached on an error. Here's the 1-0, way outside, ball 2. And we've had we've had 1 walk and 1 get on catcher's interference. That pitch swung on and missed. 2 balls and 1 strike now on Andrew. He's a senior. Williams about to throw pitch number 71. Here's a 2-1 pitch. This one fouled back into the screen. Oh, the new pitcher. Okay. Okay, so Boston Johnson is the new pitcher in this inning. Here's the windup, the 2-1. Or 2-2 pitch. That's strike 3. So Gwynn is out on strikes. Out looking. So 2 down now. And the batter is Maddox Martinez. Here's the pitch outside. Here's the 1-0. 2-0 the count now. Martinez has been hit twice by a pitch and scored 2 runs. Here's the 2-0. There's a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bulldogs will be playing Henderson twice next week. Tuesday night will be here. Strike 2 call. The last several weeks we've been playing on the road on Tuesday and here on Friday. Well, that changes up next week. Here's a 2-2. Check swing. Did he go around? No, he did not, says Pierce Pipak. Home plate ump asked for help on that. 3-2 the count now. So next week, Henderson will be here on Tuesday. We go to Henderson on Thursday. Not Good Friday, but on Thursday. Here's a 3-2. Strike 3 call. So Martinez is called out on strikes. So the Bulldogs, for the first time in the ball game, go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. We go to the top of 4 now. It's Carthage 4, Pine Tree nothing. Back in 90 seconds.
Monty at Carthage Furniture says inventory is arriving daily and they're overstocked. The old inventory must go. So now their Hot Point washers just $5.49 and the matching dryer $4.99. Their catnapper recliners starting as low as $3.99, and they've marked their 18 cubic foot amount of refrigerators down to just $5.99, and you can.
We all like to save money, and State Farm can help with discounts. When you combine your car insurance with your State Farm homeowners insurance, you get big savings. So talk to me, Agent Tate Barber, and experience the good neighbor service that has made us America's #1 insurance company. Together, we can help you make sure you get the discount you deserve. No policy with State Farm? No problem. Call me, Agent Tate Barber, at 903-693-7555 or stop by my office, 1502 West Panola, directly across the street from McDonald's, to find out how much a multi-line discount can save you.
Hello from the Hobby Horse. With spring fast approaching, we are excited to show our new outfits for spring and Easter. We have sizes 2T up to size 10, and we also have precious new baby clothes. In addition, there's new home decor for Easter, spring, and for the bride. Springtime is also wedding time, so don't forget about our bridal registry. We have our bridal selections available for you to peruse and excellent service to help you with your selections. Visit the Hobby Horse today, right off the square in downtown Carthage.
All right, we go now to the top of the 4th. Manuel Williams, who started on the mound, leads off here in the top half of the 4th inning. Fouls one off. He grounded out in the 1st inning. Back to the mound. This pitch is grounded on the left side. Watson has it on the 3rd hop. Throw in time to get him. Sam Williams had a couple of throwing errors on Tuesday night, but that one was right on the mark. Okay, the next batter will be Boston Johnson. Pine Tree coach out to visit with the home plate umpire. And now the home plate umpire is going to go down and visit with Pierce Pipak, the base umpire. Wonder if they're questioning whether or not Gwynn had his foot on the bag, whether he was pulled off the bag. I don't know. I guess that could be about the only thing. So, no change in the call. Boston Johnson. It's pronounced just like Boston, Massachusetts. That pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1. But the name is spelled with 2 S's. So Boston is Boston. Boston. Here's the 1-1. This one, check swing, foul back. So now 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Boston Johnson. The pitch, this one lined, that's going to be trouble right there. Down for a hit. Preston over in a hurry to get it. And Johnson, because of the hustle of Preston, is going to stop at first base. So Johnson with a single down the left field line. You could tell immediately that was trouble for us. So that's the first batter to reach base for Pine Tree. So not only snaps the no-hitter, but also the perfect game through 3 1/3 innings. So he retired the first 10 batters that he faced tonight. Peyton Hightree, the batter now. Breaking ball way outside. Nice stop there by Brooks Soap. 1-0 on Hightree, who struck out looking in the first inning. Again, that's the first base runner that Ross has allowed tonight. Cade working from the first base side of the rubber. Here's the 1-0. This one foul back into the screen. 2-0 the count. One and one the count now. 1 ball, 1 strike on Peyton Hightree. Runner at first with 1 out. Throw to first. Runner dives back in. Defensively for Carthage, Cade Ross pitching. Brooks Soap behind the plate. River Leach at third. Sam Watson at short. Maddox Martinez at second. Andrew Gwynn at first. Kel Preston at left. Caden Ritter in center. And Blayton Legrone in right field. Here's the 1-1. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. 1-2 the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Peyton Hightree. Goes over to first. Cade, a right-handed pitcher. Junior. Starter on the varsity football team. Here's the 1-2. Check swing. Did not go around. Pitch was way outside. So the count now is 2-2. 2-2 on Hightree with Chris Nicholas on deck. Nicholas popped out to first his first time up there. Here's the 2-2. This one hit into right field for a base hit. Okay, Legrone up with it quickly, gets it back into the infield. And so now Pine Tree has a threat going here. Now they've got first and second with nobody out. With 1 out, pardon me. First and second with 1 out. Chris Nicholas, the batter. Okay, and John Goodwin's going to go out to visit with Ross and with Brooks Soap. Timeout sponsored by Flowzone. Flowzone is your industry leader for all oil and gas pipe, valve, fitting, and supply needs. They're ready to offer customer service that will exceed your expectations. I tell you what, Josh, take a 30-second break for us. 30 seconds. We'll be back.
When you need a set of tires, call Leo Graves at Graves Tires in Carthage. Their number, 903-693-4841. At Graves, you always save. They are located at 809 East Sabine in Carthage, which is right next door to the Dairy Queen. Now, whether you need a set of brand new name brand tires or you need a set of good quality used tires, you can find them at Graves, aligned and balanced and ready to go. And you will still have change in your pocket. That's at Graves Tire in Carthage.
All right, so Pine Tree now with runners at first and second with 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Nicholas squaring around a bunt and takes a strike. Pine Tree's record is only 3-7, but now I don't have it in front of me, but they have lost several close ball games. I believe they're the team that split 2 one-run games with Gilmer. They won 1 and lost 1. Strike 2 call. So Ross with 2 consecutive pitches right over the outside corner. 0-2 now on Nicholas, Chris Nicholas. Here's the 0-2 pitch outside. 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Carthage leading 4-0. Pine Tree with runners at first and second. And the batter, Nicholas, asked for time. Pretty much straightaway stance up at the plate. Here's the pitch. This one hit out to right field. Legrone coming in, makes a 2-handed grab. There's a tag at second. The throw to third. He is going to be safe at third base. So Nicholas flies out to right for the second out of the inning. And Johnson tags up and goes to third on the play. So first and third now for Pine Tree with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Runner at first, runner at third, 2 outs. And this is the 5-hole hitter hitting now. This is Braden Marsh. He struck out swinging his first time up. Tall right-handed hitter. There's a strike over the outside corner. Okay, Ross set at the letters. And the 0-1. Strike 2 call. 0-2 now on Marsh. So Cade trying to work out of a jam here. 2 runners reached on 2 singles, so they've got 2 hits in this inning. Time called by the batter, or he requests time, and the ump gives him time. 0-2 the count. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, got him. So Brooks Soap with a behind the back toss of the ball out toward the mound after the swing and a miss as he celebrates that. So no runs, 2 hits for Pine Tree, no Bulldog errors, and 2 left. So we go now to the bottom of 4. Bottom of 4 coming up. It's Carthage 4 and Pine Tree nothing. Back in 90 seconds.
This is Darcy with Carthage Flower Shop on the Square, where we are more than just flowers. In shop, we keep a variety of live pot plants, silk arrangements, snack baskets, candles, keepsakes, and a great bath and body line called Magnolia Soaps. We now offer balloon arch installations, so give us a call for your next event. We can even get flowers to your loved one out of town. Thank you for all your continued support, Darcy, Jeanette, Levi, and the girls at Carthage Flower Shop.
Gym Pack Carthage.
All right, we go now to the bottom of the 4th. Larry Allen, along with Thomas Powell, coming to you live from Bulldog Park in Carthage. Incidentally, if you're listening to this game on 104.3 FM on the radio, you can watch it for free going to easttexastoday.com. Thomas Powell providing the video for you. You can watch it for free, no cost whatsoever. Bulldogs coming up to their at-bat here in the bottom of the 4th, leading 4-0. It's going to be Watson Preston and Legrone. So the meat of the order here, Watson has reached on interference by the catcher and single, and he has scored a run. Leading off here in the bottom of the fourth. Bulldogs up 4-0. Here's a pitch to him. There's a strike. Here's the 0-1. This one, ground ball foul down the third base line. 0-2 the count. Sam Watson, the leading Bulldog batter as far as batting average last year as a junior. Oh, and 2 the count. Pine Tree coach came out again to visit with the home plate umpire. Second time that's happened in the ball game. Catcher sitting up outside. This pitch is hit down to the third baseman. Got it on the third hop. Long throw. And got him at first. So Watson is out 5-3. Again, this team, Pine Tree, they've only got 3 wins. They're 3 wins and 7 losses. Do they have a chance to make the playoffs? Well, it's sort of a remote chance, but yes, they do have a chance at it. But they definitely have got to win out and get some help. Here's the 0-1, and that hit him. So Preston is the 5th Carthage batter hit by a pitch tonight. Batters hit by a pitch. So Preston on first now with 1 out, and the batter now is Blayton Legrone. He singled in a run in the first, popped to second in the second inning. We may see Preston running right here. There he goes. Pitches a ball, and the throw down is not in time, and so Preston has stolen second base. Our first stolen base in a while, so I want to make sure you know that stolen bases are sponsored by Red Oak Insurance. Red Oak Insurance is your local go-to insurance agency for great customer service, and they have been serving Panola County for over 40 years. That's 40 years, 40 years. So Preston with a stolen base, and he's now in scoring position. Legrone the batter. Here's the pitch outside. And it's 1-1 now. Thank you, Mr. Home Umpire. Plate umpire. 1-1 the count now on Blayton Legrone. Strike 2 call. One ball, 2 strikes on Legrone. Runner on second, 1 out. Bottom of the fourth. Carthage up 4-0. Carthage with 2 in the first, 2 in the second. Pitcher looks back at Preston a couple of times. Then time is called. Legrone crowding the plate with 2 strikes on him. Here's the pitch. This one is hit into center field. That's going to get down for a hit. Preston will be held up at third base. It's going to be first and third for Carthage. 1 out here. So it's a base hit for Legrone. Moore, the DH tonight, up there with a chance to drive in another run here. 4-0 Carthage in the bottom of the fourth. Carthage with runners at first and third. Now, would Coach Goodwin be running Legrone right here? I don't think so. When Preston stole second, catcher had a pretty strong throw. LeGrone, average lead at first base. And Moore tries to get the bunt down and lines it foul over toward the first base dugout. So now 0-1 on Cade. And he looks down to John Goodwin to get the sign. Cade Moore, right-handed hitter. Just a slightly open stance at the plate, not much. There goes the runner. They do not throw. So now you can call that defensive indifference, but let's just say it's another stolen base. Stolen Base is sponsored by Red Oak Insurance, your local go-to insurance agency. Been serving Panola County for over 40 years. This pitch is foul back into the screen. So the count now is 1 ball and 2 strikes. All right, so now Moore with a base hit here could drive in 2 runs. He had a sac fly to drive in a run in the first inning, hit by a pitch in the second inning. That one is outside. 2-2 the count now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Going to pitch tonight for the Rangers. Here's the 2-2. This one hit foul, out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Carthage with runners at second and third. Just missed. To be entirely honest, that was a pitch that on the count on Cade Moore. Here's the 3-2. This one hit foul, out of play, right side. Yeah, that 2-2 pitch, we got a break on that. JV hit down to the off the third baseman's glove into left field. 1 run is in. The left fielder comes in, picks it up quickly, and that means we have to hold the second runner at third. So Moore with an RBI single. And that drives in from third Preston with the first run of this inning and the 5th of the ball game for Carthage. And LeGrone stops at third base. So now first and third for Carthage. A run in. Carthage now up 5-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. Here's a pitch. Bunted down the first base line. It's going to roll foul. So a bunt down the first base line, and it stayed fair for a while till it got about halfway down and then took a little bit of a right turn and went foul. 0-1 now on Brooks Soap. There's 1 out in the inning. Runners at first and third. Here's the stretch by the pitcher. And to the plate. Strike 2 call. So now Soap is behind on the count 0-2 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, a runner at first, a runner at third. Here's the 0-2. This one is hit into right field. That could be down for a hit, and it will fall. A run comes in to score, and we've now got first and second. So a little bloop single into short right field that the right fielder could not get to. The second base runs into the inning for the Bulldogs. They now lead 6-0, and that's an RBI single for Brooks Soap. So Soap and Moore have the RBIs in this inning. Two runs this, so 2 in the second, 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 here in the 4th. It's 6-0 Carthage. Runners now at first and second. So we have Moore at second and Brooks Soap at first. 1 out. And a 1-0 count on Caden Ritter. Pitches outside. Ritter 0 for 2. He struck out swinging and then popped up to the catcher. So 2-0 on Caden. Here's a pitch. Ball 3. Wow. Okay, ball 3. 3-0 the count. Johnson comes in with a strike on Ritter. Here's the pitch. Strike 2 call. 3-2 now on Caden Ritter. So we're in the bottom of the 4th. 2 runs in for Carthage. They now lead it 6-0. 1 out. Runners at first and second, and a 3-2 count on Caden Ritter. Here's a pitch, and time is called by Ritter before the pitch. So that's the pitch right there that does not count. Here's the 3-2. Strike 3 call. So Ritter called out on strikes for the second time of the ball game. He is 0 for 3. And River Leach is the batter now. River has flied to center and then grounded out first baseman to the pitcher covering. Runners at first and second now with 2 outs. Here's the pitch, and that's high. Ball 1. Want to know the count on River Leach. Freshman third baseman. This one foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike on River. I believe he is the youngest of the siblings. I think that's right. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch outside. Gets away from the catcher. All the way back to the screen. Both runners move up. And incidentally, we've got Kason Burchett. Burchett is running for Soap at second base. So now runners at second and third. So Rivers got a chance to drive in 2 runs right here. That pitch is inside, almost hit him. 3-1 the count now. Boston Johnson, the right-hander, working from the stretch, the 3-1. This one hit foul, third base side. Two outs here in the bottom of the 4th. 2 runs in, so Carthage has scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 here in the 4th. It's 6-0. Here's the 3-2. This one hit off the shortstop's glove. A line drive, 1 run in. And here's Burchett. And I'm going to rule that a 2 RBI single for River Leach. That was hit sharply. Shortstop definitely had a shot at it, but it was hit sharply. It's 8-0 Carthage in the bottom of the 4th. And the pitch is swung on and missed by Andrew Gwynn. Andrew has walked and scored and then struck out looking. Johnson, the right-hander, from the stretch and comes in with a pitch high. 1-1 the count. Here's the 1-1. This one, ground ball. Second baseman to his left has it. Throw to first in time, and that ends the inning. So Gwynn rolls out to the second baseman, but the Bulldogs add 4 runs here in this inning, and they now lead it by a score of 8-0. We'll be back for the top of 5 right after this 90-second break.
Starting a new project? Kane Hardware and Lumber is right in your neighborhood, ready to help, because do it yourself doesn't mean do it alone. Locally managed and operated, they know your name. Walk in and they treat you like family. There to celebrate life's biggest moments right alongside you. From your first home to your first grandbaby, they're all about relationships and community, not transactions. That's what makes them locally strong. Stop in at Kane Hardware and Lumber today, 224 South Shelby. Why would you shop anywhere else?
Carthage Independent School District is where champions are educated. As we face another year of uncertainty, Carthage will remain committed to being champions for every child, every day. We will continue being champions in the classroom with the help of our incredible team of teachers. We will continue being champions in extracurriculars, fine arts, and athletic events with the support of our fans along the way. And we will continue being champions for our community. Thank you for your continued support.
Buying your new, pre-owned, or custom-built vehicle should never be a stressful experience. And at XL Ford, our staff works hard at ensuring your buying experience is always a relaxing, stress-free event. Whether it's a car, truck, SUV, or crossover, you are always welcome to browse at your pace or custom build your vehicle at xlford.net. XL Ford, right on the loop, right on the price.
All right, we go now to the top of 5. Carthage up 8-0. Trey Nafredi leading off, and he has a count now of 2-0 on him. Turn my volume down just a little bit, not much. Okay, good. There you go. 3-0 the count now, Nafredi. Here's a 3-0. There's a strike. Cade Ross retired the first 10 batters to face him tonight. And that one is ball 4. So Nafredi leads off the top of the 5th, walking on a 3-1 pitch. And now we're down to the bottom of the order. Dalen Montgomery, the 7-hole hitter up, the catcher. He struck out looking back in the 3rd inning. Left-handed batter. Carthage with 2 in the 1st, 2 in the 2nd, 4 in the 4th. They lead it 8-0. He gets the bunt down, and it is caught. Great catch there. Great catch by Brooks Soap. That was a bunt in fair ground, and Soap with a dive came up with it. Wow, great hustle by Brooks Soap to come up with that. I'll tell you where it came down. It came down right on the border between the dirt in front of the plate and the grass. Okay, so he had to go about, I'm going to guess 12 feet to get that ball, to get it. And so great play there by Brooks Soap. Great play. Outside, ball 1. Soap incidentally dropped a pop foul at Pine Tree, and he told me after the ball game, he said, I won't do that again. I tell you what, those balls, those foul balls that go up behind the plate, they have that spin on them, that the screen behind the plate and then went back and bounced off the umpire. 1-1 the count. But that spin takes it further back toward the infield than you think it's going to be. That's what the catchers see, and so sometimes they have to fall backwards making the catch. He fell backwards on Tuesday at Pine Tree and couldn't hold on to it. Count now is 2-1. 2-1 on MJ Cates. Cates bounced back to the mound his first time up. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's a 2-1. This one Foul back. Count now is 2-2. We're in the top half of the 5th inning. Carthage leading 8-0. Remember, the run rule is 10 after 5. So if Carthage shuts them out here, and then if Carthage were to score 2 in the bottom half, that'd be the ball game right there. Here's the 2-2 pitch. This one grounded down to the third baseman. Goes to second for 1. Throw to first. Not in time. That was just hit too slowly to get the double play. Ground ball to Leach, and he had a strong, accurate throw to Martinez at second. Leach with a strong arm at third base. Good, accurate throw to get the second out of the inning. And Cates reaches on a fielder's choice. Just not hit sharply enough to get that double play. Now this is the 9-hole batter now. Now on Tuesday night, this young man right here, he had the weakest cuts at the plate that I saw from Pine Tree, and yet we helped them out by walking him twice on Tuesday night. Tonight, though, he was called out looking. One and 0 on. This is the starting pitcher from Tuesday night, Zachary Duhart. Here's the 1-0. And see his front foot on the pitch swings out toward third base. So he's opening up as the pitch comes in. In other words, it's the pitch that he's going to have trouble hitting is that outside pitch, outside corner. This pitch is popped up into short right field. Here's Legrone going a long way and gets it. Nice play by Blayton Legrone. He ran out from underneath his cap just before he crossed the foul line. Legrone going a long way to grab that one on the run. And that ends the top half of the 5th inning. So for the Pine Tree Pirates, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. And we go now to the bottom of 5. Carthage 8 and Pine Tree nothing.
Choosing the right healthcare provider can be a difficult task. Hope Community Medicine is here for you. Whether you need medical, OBGYN, or behavioral health services, it is our mission to provide access to high-quality healthcare regardless of your ability to pay. With 5 convenient locations in Carthage, Tenaha, Center, and St. Augustine to better serve your family. Hope Community Medicine, 903-690-8395.
Since 1980, Juicy's Hamburgers has been serving up the freshest, juiciest burgers in East Texas. At Juicy's, every bite is legendary. From our hand-ground beef to our crispy fries, golden onion rings, savory beans, and mouth-watering chicken fried steaks. Everything is made fresh to order. It's no wonder Juicy's has been voted best burger in East Texas for 40 years running. Juicy's Hamburgers, where tradition meets taste.
Boy, a long conversation between innings there, between John Goodwin and Cade Ross. This one hopper back to the mound. He stabs it, throws to first in time. One hopper to the third base side of the pitcher's mound. And the pitcher, Johnson, took it on the first hop and threw to first to get Maddox Martinez. One out, nobody on, and now the batter is Sam Watson. He reached on interference in the first inning and scored a run. This one's fouled down the left field line. Then singled in the second inning, then grounded to third in the 4th. So he is 1 for 2. 1 for 2. And reached on interference. Scored a run. Wide open stance at the plate. Open stance there. Here's the 0-1. And that one almost hit him inside. Almost hit his foot. So 1-1 the count now. Yeah, long conversation between John Goodwin and Cade Ross. And you can just imagine what was going on. I think, John was thinking about possibly taking him out after these 5 shutout innings. I think Cade wanted to stay in there. And we'll find out what the verdict was here at the end of this half inning, if the Bulldogs don't end it right here. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Sam Watson. 2 runs, and it will end the ball game on the run rule. Here's the 1-2. This one, 1 hopper, 2 hopper, back to the mound. Throw to first in time. So it looks like we're going to go to the 6th here, because we have 2 outs and nobody on. Preston the batter now. Preston has walked, popped to short, hit by pitch, and a stolen base in the 4th inning, and then scored a run. So he would be 0 for 1, hit by pitch and a walk. This one fell back into the screen. No balls, 1 strike on K.L. Preston. Again, he was the medalist, first place medalist in the district golf tournament, which ended this week. Here's the 0-1. That almost hit him. 1-1 the count. He was in first place in the district tournament. Jet Surratt 1 stroke behind him. I think that Kale's score was a 146. I think that's right, and 147 for Jet. This pitch swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Straightaway stance at the plate. Johnson to the plate. This one foul back into the screen. It stays at 1-2. Now, we had someone warming up in our bullpen. There's no one down there right now. And it's going to be interesting to see if Ross comes out in the 6th inning, if we go to the 6th. Here's the 1 ball, 2 strike pitch inside, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes on Cal Preston. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Carthage up 8-0. 2 outs, nobody on. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's the count. Here's the 2-2 inside. That almost hit him also. Remember, he's already been hit by a pitch tonight. That was in his last plate appearance. Here's the 3-2. Outside, ball 4. So Preston is on a walk. So, Bulldogs still have a chance to end it right here in this inning. But there are 2 outs. So this is Blayton LeGrone up now. 2 for 3, an RBI, and a run scored. 1-0 on it here, and the lights start flashing. If you have not been to Bulldog Park yet, one feature that sets this one apart from all the other high school parks in East Texas is when the Bulldogs win, the lights go up and they flicker on and up and down just like a Globe Life field. Here's the pitch outside, 2-0 the count. And not only that, but of course the lights are all white. Some of them turn red when they start flashing up and down. Pretty special. 2-0 the count. Here's a 2-0 pitch. This one, big swing and a miss. 2 balls, 1 strike. That's just a tad too loud. Okay, best better. 2-1 the count now. 2-1 on Legrone. Runner on first with 2 down. 2-1. Back to the screen. There goes Preston. Wild pitch. So now runner in scoring position, but remember we got to have. Here's a stretch by Johnson. The pitch way outside, ball 4. So now the 2 runners that would. Okay, we got the Pine Tree coach coming out. The 2 runners that, if they score, that would end it are now on base, but with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Okay, timeout. Sponsored by FlowZone. FlowZone is your industry leader for all oil and gas pipe, valve, fitting, and supply needs. They're ready to offer customer service that will exceed your expectations. Pine Tree coach out to visit with the pitcher, and we are going to have a pitching change. So while we have a pitching change, we'll take a 90-second break. 90 seconds.
Better solutions, better building comes from Louisiana Pacific, caring and involved corporate residents.
A name that you know and can depend on. We're your neighbors and community partners. We're committed to meeting your financial needs by providing banking solutions for your mortgage, commercial, or personal loans. With 118 years of service to our community, we're part of your local rodeos, 4-H, and festivals. We want you to know that we're here for you. Visit us at fsbctx.bank or come see us today. Farmers State Bank, improving lives and fulfilling dreams. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
How's air conditioning and electrical?
Is Spider-Man there?
Well, I don't know where you can find Spider-Man.
Don't you always have something for everyone?
Well, we can help everyone with heating, cooling, and electrical repair needs. We install new systems and whole home generators, too. We don't know where any superheroes are, but we always have super prices. Call 903-693-7451.
All right, we're back here at Bulldog Park. Larry Allen along with Thomas Powell. Thomas providing the video. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here in the 5th, the game is over. Cade Moore, the batter. Now he has definitely, he's got the power to drive both of them in with one swing of the bat. Let's see what he's done tonight. Sacrifice fly in the first to drive in a run. Hit by a pitch in the 2nd. And then singled in a run in the 4th and scored a run also. So Cade up there now with a chance to end it. We got a new pitcher. This is Parker Johnson, who started the game at second base. Ball 1 to Cade Moore. Shortstop, he's got it. Going to go to first in time, and that ends the bottom half of the 5th inning. So Moore grounds out 5-3. And so we go to the 6th. Well, will Cade Ross come out there to pitch? I think the answer is going to be 8 and Pine Tree nothing. Back after this.
When making important decisions, it's reassuring to count Bank & Trust is recognized as being among the most reliable, strongest banks as determined by our nation's leading bank rating firm, Bauer Financial Incorporated. It's a 5-star rated bank of people you know, always innovating for your changing financial needs. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, First State Bank & Trust. Country at its best, the Carthage town motto, and access to health care rivaling that of bigger cities is a big reason life is so good here, with UT Health at the heart of the community. Find round-the-clock emergency treatment in a Level 4 trauma center, advanced radiology and imaging technology, specialists for cardiology, family medicine, internal medicine, and pediatrics. Your medical need is met with personalized attention found only in a close-knit community. Healthcare at its best right here, UT Health Carthage.
All right, we go to the top of the 6th, and I mentioned earlier after the top of the 5th ended, a long conversation between John Goodwin and Cade Ross, and I guarantee you they were talking about whether or not Cade was going to come back out in the 6th inning, and so he is now at first base. So Ross and Andrew Gwynn changed positions. Ross goes from the mound to first, and Andrew Gwynn from first base to the pitching mound. And so Andrew Gwynn in there to face the top of the order for the Pine Tree Pirates. Manuel Williams up there. And the first one is, he tried to check his swing, did not. Strike one. He is 0 for 2. Grounded to the mound, grounded to shortstop. That one bounces in, 1-1 the count. Bulldogs with a win, and they're up 8-0 now. Top of the 6th, so Pine Tree down to the last 6 outs in the ball game. And the Bulldogs with a win clinch a playoff berth. That's a strike. No, 2-1, pardon me. Well, not much that Caden Ritter could do on that except be playing quite a bit more shallow. He wasn't deep at all, but that was just a little humpback liner to short center field, drops in for a hit. So Williams now 1 for 3. He's on first base with nobody out. And the batter is Boston Johnson. He is popped to first and then singled. They've only got 3 hits in the ball game so far. Here's the pitch outside, ball 1. And so if the Bulldogs, if they clinch a playoff berth, then again they're going to be in Division II along with Spring Hill. Gwynn. So who might we face in the opening round of the playoffs? You start thinking about that once we'll face someone from District 15. Now, who's in that district? Well, the top teams in the district right now are Lindale, Van, and Canton. Lindale will, if they go in, and it appears that they definitely will, then they'll be Division 1 because they've got an enrollment well over 1,000. Here's the 2-0. There's a strike. The probable 2 teams in Division 2, in other words, with a lower enrollment, will probably be Van and Canton. Now, neither one of those teams is ranked, but Van, in particular, has a very impressive season record, something like 21-6, something like that. Here's the 3-1, and that is ball 4. So 2 runners on now for the Pine Tree Pirates. 2 runners on with nobody out here in the top of the 6th. And the batter now is Peyton Hightree. So if we should be the we'll be the number 2 seed. Pine Tree Spring Hill will win the district and be the number 1 seed. Inside, ball 1. And time call. All right.
Pintail Safety has been and is still a leader in the safety OQ industry that specializes in pipeline compliance. Pride ourselves in always exceeding their expectations. Anywhere we're needed makes Pintail a desirable choice. Online at pintailsafety.com or call us at 888-750-8800. Pintail Safety.
Liner into center field, down for a base hit. Bases are loaded here. So here in the top half of the 6th inning. Gladly would concede the run to get a couple of outs. Suicide squeeze, and it's foul back. Now he didn't get a great start at jump on third base because Gwynn was working from the stretch. So 0-1 now on the batter. He's squaring around a bunt. Takes strike 2 call. 0-2 the count now on Chris Nicholas. Nicholas has popped out to first and flied out to right. Here's the 0-2. Outside, 1-2. We're in the top half of the 6th inning here at Bulldog Park. Carthage leading Pine Tree. Leading Pine Tree 8-0, but Pine Tree with runners. Strike 3 call. And so Nicholas is caught looking for the first out of the inning. Bases are loaded. They were loaded there with nobody out. Now Nicholas strikes out looking. So we've got a hitter coming up here. And this is going to be number 14. You got that? Is it Medrano? Okay. How's that spell? Oh, yeah. Okay. Hey, thanks. Thank you. Braylon Medrano, the batter, takes a strike. Marsh. That one's foul back. So Gwynn has him set up here for a strikeout. 1 run is in. Here comes LeGrone, cut off by Ross at first. So 1 run scores. So Pine. That was a single on an 0-2 pitch. So now the base is still loaded. Have an out on the bases. They get the bunt down, going to go for the squeeze. Got it down, throw to first. Got him at first base, a run comes in to score. So they went with a squeeze there. I think that was Maddox Martinez covering. Okay, and the run comes in to score. So it's now 8 here in the top of the 6th. Pine Tree trailing now 8-2. And the batter is Dalen Montgomery. Outside, ball 1. Straight away stands up at the plate for Montgomery. Here's the 1-0. In there for a strike. 1-1. Again, we're coming to you live from Bulldog Park in Carthage, home of the Carthage Bulldogs. Carthage 8. There's a 2-1 count on him. Here's a 2-1, high, ball 3. We will have a pitching change.
You know where to go when you need a set of tires. That's Carthage Service Center. But did you know where to...
New Chevrolets, Buicks, GMCs, and the nicest pre-owned vehicles around, all discounted and priced aggressively, ready for a new home in your garage. Come experience a better way to buy a vehicle today at Pippin Motor Company, just across from Panola College or on the web at pippinmotorcompany.com.
You can trust the qualified staff at Hudson Financial Group to help you build the right policy that's created just for the needs of your farm or ranch. Randy and his team recognize the importance of the farm and ranch community in Panola County. They understand 693-7874, or better yet, stop by and see them at 1519 West Panola in Carthage. The Hudson Financial Group.
Oil and gas pipe, valve, fitting, and supply needs. They're ready to offer customer service that will exceed your expectations. And so with the 3-1 count, we've got a pitching change. And the new pitcher is going to be River Lee, who with 3-1 count on the batter. There's a strike. One more like that. First time I've seen him pitch this year. Inside. It did hit him. Boy, that. So it just grazed the jersey of Montgomery. And so now they're from the windup, the pitch, a strike. River Leach shakes off a sign. Got the one he wants. Oop. Now the pitcher, or pardon me, the batter, Cates, asks for time and gets it. So he's got him set up for the strikeout. But remember, of course, he had two strikes on the previous. Get us out of this inning here. Here's the windup, the 0-2. High. Off-speed pitch there. Here's the 1-2. Foul back into the screen. Foul straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. With that, fouled it off. This one fouled off. Stays at 1-2. River working from the first base side of the river. Shortstop going out. Preston in. Preston is there and two-hands it. That's a high pop-up there. And Cates flies out to left to end the top half of the 6th inning. Pine Tree on the board, however, picked up a couple of runs back in 90 seconds.
Monty at Carthage Furniture says inventory is arriving daily and they're overstocked. The old inventory must go. So now their Hot Point washers just $5.49 and the matching dryer $4.99. Their catnapper recliners starting as low as $3.99, and they've marked their 18 cubic foot amount of refrigerators down to just $5.99, and you can choose from either black or stainless steel. Carthage Furniture, where delivery is always free, and Rosa speaks Spanish.
We all like to save money, and State Farm can help with discounts. When you combine America's #1 insurance company, together we can help you make sure you get the discount you deserve. No policy with State Farm? No problem. Call me, Agent Tate Barber, at 903-693-7555 or stop by my office, 1502 West Panola, directly across the street from McDonald's, to find out how much a multi-line discount can save you.
Hello from the Hobby Horse. With spring fast approaching, we are excited to show our new outfits for spring and Easter. We have sizes 2T up to size 10, and we also have precious new baby clothes. In addition, there's new home decor for Easter, spring service to help you with your selections. Visit the Hobby Horse today, right off the square in downtown Carthage.
Pine Tree and Carthage going at it. Carthage with a district record of 8-2. Pine Tree is 3-7. Bulldogs clinch a playoff berth with a win here tonight. And they're leading in the bottom of the 6th inning by a score of 8-2. It's going to be Brooks Soap leading off for the Bulldogs. First pitch to Brooks is outside, ball 1. He's been 2-0. The pitcher is Parker Johnson. Johnson started the game at second base. And now, of course, to end it on the 10-run reel, Carthage would have to score 4 runs here in this inning. Oh, ball 4. Now there's 1 runner on. And the batter now is Caden Ritter. Okay, Ritter has struck out twice swinging and popped up to the catcher. So 0 for 3 for Caden. Let's go, Caden. There goes the runner. Tries to get the bunt down. And so that's going to be a stolen base there for Brooks on Caden Ritter. To Insurance Agency for great customer service. And they've been serving Panola County for over 40 years. 1-1 the count now on Caden Ritter. 2-1 on Ritter. So a couple of times, comes to the plate, the 2-1. Ball 3. 3 up at second with nobody out. Throw back to second, and he is safe. Oh, my, that was close. Wow. They almost got Brooks at second base. Wow, that was very close. Here's a 3-1. Low ball 4. Leach the batter. River has fly to center, grounded out first to the pitcher covering, and had a 2 RBI single. There's a strike. So Carthage with 2 runners on. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th, leading it 8-2. That one's outside. 1-1 the count now. Runners at first and second with nobody out. No one out in the inning yet. 1-1 count on River. Foul out of play, right side. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on River Leach. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's a pitch. This one foul back into the screen. Stays at 1-2. Okay, with a 1-2 pitch outside, way outside. 2-2 the count now. Parker Johnson, the 3rd pitcher tonight for Pine Tree. We have Brooks Soap at second, Caden Ritter at first. Nobody. Leach is 2-2. Here's a 2-2. Outside, gets away from the catcher. Both runners going to move up. So now we've got runners at second. Ball 4, and now the bases are loaded. Bases are loaded for Andrew Gwynn. 3 straight walks. Andrew comes up with a chance to be scored, struck out looking, and then grounded to second. And we've got a runner now coming in for Carthage. It's going to be Alex Welk. Okay, so now Andrew. Bases loaded in the bottom of the count now on Andrew. Here's the 1-1. This one grounded foul, third base side. 4 here, then the game would be over. In other words, if these 3 guys on base plus Gwynn can score, this was senior night. Seniors were introduced before the ball game, along with their parents. Here's the 1-2. Johnson, The pitcher, Parker Johnson, has walked the bases loaded here in this inning. And he walked a couple of batters in the previous inning. Andrew gets tired of waiting, asks for time, steps out. Parker Johnson now 2-2 count on Andrew Gwynn. He's squaring around as if he's going to bunt. He's not going to do that. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 3. Three and 2 the count now on Andrew Gwynn. Okay, we'll be at home again on Tuesday night. Henderson Lions come to town on Tuesday night, and then next Friday, a week from tonight, we go to Henderson. After tonight, only 3 games remain. And now they're going to get the force out, and now they get an out at third base. Okay, it was dropped there. I don't know if that was the infield fly rule that was called. The ball was hit into short right field. Should have been an infield fly rule call. So the runner at Pierce Pipak out because that's Andrew Gwynn at first. I would have thought that was an infield fly, but who is that at third base? Who's on third base for us? Brooks Soap is at third. Okay, so he's still at third. He was at third previously. And so he's still at third. Gwynn is at first. So we've lost 2. So Ritter is out and Leach is out. River is out and Leach is out. So there's 2 outs. And the batter is Maddox Martinez. Okay, so first and third now for Carthage with 2 outs. And the pitch is a strike. So now the count's 1-1 on Maddox Martinez. Infield fly because he's at first. He's taking off for second. Pitch is high and inside, and he takes second with no throw. So Gwynn is now at second base. So on that play, we had the bases loaded, a pop-up out in the short right field. It was dropped by the second baseman, and in the process, we lost 2 runners. And Gwynn, who is on first, who was the batter, was it? And now the bases are loaded with 2 outs for Sam Watson.
Next batter, number 23, Sam Watson.
So Watson the batter now. That's a ball 1. So the bases, we've got 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Bases are loaded for Carthage, and Sam Watson's the batter with a count of 1 ball, no strike on him. 2-0 the count on Watson. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And the count now is 3-0. It's 3-0 on Watson. Here's the 3-0. Strike one. Here's the 3-1. Ball four, run is in. So Watson picks up an RBI on the bases loaded walk. Soap comes in to score. And let's see, that's going to send Gwynn to third base. Martinez to second. So now it's a 9-2 lead. And the batter's going to be Cale Preston. Preston has walked, popped to short, hit by pitch and scored, and then walked. So we're in the bottom of the sixth. Carthage leading at 9-2. Here's the pitch to Preston. Foul ball down the left field line. So now they're Carthage up by 7. So in other words, in this inning, if Watson scores from first base, the game is over on the run rule. Here's the 1-1. Strike two call. 1-2. One and two on Preston. Bases loaded. Bottom of the sixth inning. Carthage leading at 9-2. Here's the 1-2 outside. 2-2. Parker Johnson for the Pine Tree Pirates trying to work out of this jam here. Bases loaded. Carthage has already left 9 on tonight. This pitch, one hopper right back through the middle. Shortstop picks it up, steps on second base for the force out. And that ends the inning. So Watson is out 6 unassisted for the third out. And Preston reaches in on a fielder's choice. So now we go to the top half of the seventh inning. Carthage up 9-2. John Goodwin still talking to the two officials about that unusual play in the bottom of the sixth. Okay, River Leach is going to stay in there. We'll be back with the top of the seventh after this 60-second break. 60 seconds.
When you need a set of tires, call Leo Graves at Graves Tires in Carthage. Their number, 903-693 Queen. Now, whether you need a set of brand new name brand tires or you need a set of good quality used tires, you can find them at Graves.
This is Darcy with Carthage Flower Shop on the Square, where we are more than just flowers. In shop, we keep a variety of live pot plants, silk arrangements, so give us a call for your next event. We can even get flowers to your loved one out of town. Thank you for all your continued support, Darcy, Jeanette, Levi, and the girls at Carthage Flower Shop.
Okay, Duhart, the 9-hole hitter. 1-1 on him. Okay, let's go, River. Get this guy. Here's the 1-1. Up, oh, inside. Almost hit him. Almost hit him. 1-2. 2-1 the count now. Wow. That'll keep you loose up at the plate. Here's the 2-1. Strike two call. This is not their best hitter. Watch his front foot. It bails out toward third. Right there. That one hit down the right field line. It's purple. If it's fair, it is foul ball. Hit one down the right field line. And I tell you what, with that front foot going toward third base, it's really tough to. It was trouble, big time trouble if it hits in fair ground. But it was foul by about 6 to 8 feet. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 call. Got him. So Duhart out on strikes. Got to get that guy. And now back to the top of the order. And Manuel Williams. So we're 2 outs away from winning this one here now. Top of the 7th. Carthage up 9-2. Inside, 1-0. Williams is grounded back to the mound, grounded to short, outside, and singled and scored. 2-0 the count. River into the windup, the 2-0. Inside, 3-0. Bulldogs 2 outs away from clinching a playoff berth. Here's the 3-0. Strike 2 call. Strike 1 call. Strike 1. 3-1 the count now on Williams. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Justin Rose. Oh, here's the 3-2. Swung on and fouled off. Justin Rose leading the Masters tournament after 2 rounds. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. That's 2 down.
Next up for the Pirates is number 2, Boston Johnson.
Boston Johnson, the batter now. Popped to the first baseman, singled, and then walked. One and 0, so now we're Pine Tree's down to their last out. There's a strike, 1-1 the count. Ripper working in a hurry here. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Got strike 2. Pine Tree down to their last strike. We're in the top of the 7th. Carthage up 9-2. 2 outs, 2-2 count. Here's the 2-2. Outside, ball 3. Come on, River. In with a flourish here. Get him on a strikeout. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the windup, the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. Dogs win. Swing and a miss. And River Leach sets them down with 3 strikeouts in a row here in the 7th inning. And Carthage wins this one by a score of 9-2. Thomas, if you can, turn on the lights right there. Oh, there go the flashing lights. We'll be back after this 90-second break.
Genpack Carthage, over 50 years servicing the food and restaurant industry with superior products, advancing innovative packaging to enhance. New project? Kane Hardware and Lumber is right in your neighborhood, ready to help, because do it yourself doesn't mean do it alone. Locally managed and operated, they know your name. Walk in and they treat you like family. There to celebrate life's biggest moments right alongside you. From your first home and lumber today, 224 South Shelby. Why would you shop anywhere else?
Carthage Independent School District is where champions are educated. As we face another year of uncertainty, Carthage will remain committed to being champions for every child, every day. We will continue being champions in the classroom with the help of our incredible team of teachers. We will continue being champions in extracurriculars, fine arts, and athletic events with the support of our fans along the way. And we will continue being champions for our community. Thank you for your continued support.
Friday night at Bulldog Park, the Carthage Bulldogs entertaining the Pine Tree Pirates in a District 16 4A encounter, and the Bulldogs win it by a score of 9-2. Here are the totals in the ball game. First of all, for the Pine Tree Pirates, 2 runs on 5 hits. They committed 1 error, and they stranded 6 in the ball game. Pine Tree now in district play, 3 wins and 8 losses. And for the Carthage Bulldogs, 9 runs on 6 hits, no errors, and they stranded 12 in the ball game. 9 runs scored for the Bulldogs, and they stranded 12, so a lot of runners tonight for Carthage. And the Bulldogs now in district play are 9-2. One of the 2 Division II teams in the Division II section of the playoffs. They'll be one of those 2, and it's Bulldogs 9 and the Pine Tree Pirates 2. For your Sports Beat station, I'm Larry Allen. Okay, we want to thank you for joining us. Thanks to Thomas Powell for his work back here on the video, and to Josh at the station for your work there. Bulldogs district ball game, and then we'll go to Henderson next Tuesday, and then the following 2 at Bulldog Park. It's the Bulldogs clinching a playoff spot again. Bulldogs win it the final